Hello, thank you. Thank you all for being here. My name is Leiva, and today I will introduce you to Monsters the Clowns. She's Elsa. She's 5. She's my sister, and she's scared of Dottie. Dottie is the monster that comes to her room every night to take all good dreams away and leave her in darkness, scared. But this is Dottie. He's 578 years old. He's also scared, but he's scared of ugly dreams, the same as Elsa and no other children. He just wants to come to the children's rooms and tell them the most beautiful dreams he has collected during his great age. Elsa and her monster Dottie, together with all other children and their monsters, are creating the world of Monsters the Clowns. Monsters the Clowns is a proactive transmedia experience for children. It all started a year ago when we got the idea, but what if we could make a transmedia experience for children that is not so common audience? And what if we could create it together with them? What happened afterwards? Let's see the video.
My bed is my castle, and all night I am covered with toys.
And I am the only one who can see them.
He does not want to play with them. He eats them
and turns children into toads.
He's very friendly dragon. He eats
Monsters to Clowns is a multi-platform transmedia project that turns children's nightmares into sweet bedtime stories. It all started by collecting stories from kindergartens in Latvia and Estonia. To begin, we made animations based on the children's stories and drawings.
together fly around the world. Once he came at night and took my dummy.
Next, we created a book with the same original characters from the animations, but with the unique edge of telling the stories from the monster's point of view. The book portrays the stories of 9 different monsters. After finishing these 2 platforms, we decided it was necessary to launch a web page as the hub to connect all the platforms. We saw this as an opportunity to use the web page as an interactive part of the project. Children can upload their own drawings and stories, from which we will choose the best ones to make new webisodes and books. But that's not all. We plan to grow Monsters to Clowns into a TV show and a radio show which answers important questions about the impact of nightmares on children, and a series of webisodes for mobile devices using the opportunity of augmented reality to watch little colorful monster friends telling stories to the children in their beds. To give them more of a voice, we are currently working on monster theme songs, which will eventually become an album that our little monster friends can sing together with children. But that's not enough for our creative monsters. The most playful ones will be featured in a computer game called Uunakati. Uunakati will face many problems while saving the dream world from evil. Animation, book, web page, TV show, radio show, tablet series, music album, and computer game. All this makes Monsters to Clowns a unique transmedia experience for children. And why not? For adults too.
At the beginning, we wanted to know with who are we working with. So we did a market research and we went to the parents and we asked them a question. Do their kids actually have nightmares? And would the project like this help them maybe to communicate with them, to keep this dialogue with them? We collected all feedback, positive and negative one. We developed the idea further and we went to the kindergarten teachers. It was our first step in a communication with our co-creators, the children. We went to the kindergartens, we met the children, we played with them, we talked with them, but what is the most important, we listened to them and we listened their stories. We listened to their stories and their nightmares about their monsters. And after collecting all drawings on them, we selected 9 monsters that we transformed into the animation. The animation is made about 9 monsters. It portrays the lives of them, but from children's point of view, that the children are telling the stories how the monsters are coming to their rooms and how they are scared and how they look and what they eat and how they feel. After that, the transformation happened, and all those scary 9 monsters we transformed into the book. We wrote 9 stories from the monsters' point of view that actually gave the monsters an opportunity to tell that, but we are not so scary. You don't have to be scared of me. I'm a friendly monster who actually lives in a magical dream world with bright colors, and I just want to play with children. I want to talk with you. I want to share my life experience with yours. For an example, we had 9 of them, but one of them is the big, black, purple-eyed wolf. Kids thought that it's a big, black, scary wolf with purple eyes who comes to their rooms to eat all of their favorite toys and take all good dreams away. But actually, he's just a cute, nice, lovely wolf who lives in a magical forest with purple trees, and his hobby is to write the children's stories down on his treehouse walls. He comes to the children's rooms, he listens to their stories that has recorded into the toys, and he collects them into his treehouse that he could remind them for the children when then they will grow up, that actually children would never forget about their favorite moments in childhood. The web animation and the book, we put it all together in Monsters Account's webpage that actually kids could reach it again and see what together with them we have created. It's also as a hub where we can still communicate with them. We are still waiting for children's stories, and they can write to us, they can send us through their drawings. But the book and the animation, the first ones, are already done. But we are planning to grow, and we are planning to make a tablet application with augmented reality functions, a TV series and the radio series, and the music album where actually all monsters would sing their theme songs and that children could actually sing along. But why all that, and why children need so digital world and with so many devices that parents are trying to keep them away? I'm the oldest kid, and at home every day I can see how my brother and my sister, they are using digital devices every day. And they know how to use smartphones and how to use internet way better than I did in childhood, and actually I do now. And it's their language. They have born in IT in their blood. They use it, they love to use it, it's their communication, it's their language, and we can't avoid it. So we wanted to create a project that actually talks in the language that maybe they know the best, and that they feel it, they understand it, and we wanted to create a meaningful content together with them that actually they could use all those devices, but in a more friendly way, and actually get something useful for them. But what standard among our creative monster world? One of the authors, Christy Lucht, she did all video graphics and all videos. Liva Vilny, that's me, the storytelling and the web graphics. Madeleine Moss, who was our animator and also the author of the book illustrations. Rasmus Buxman with all numbers and web page. And of course, our co-creators' children. Also, we have to say a big thank you to the 3 kindergartens, the Lepistiku kindergarten and the Petri kindergarten in Estonia, and in Jurmos Alternative kindergarten in Latvia, and for the Baltic Film and Media School, and also our advisor, Alessandro Neni. All children, together with their monsters, are creating the world with transmedia experience for them that actually maybe can tell something for us too, and that is basically friendly for the children. But why not? Maybe for adults too. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Who would you like to give some feedback first from the jury?
Okay, bad question first. How are you going to end up with monetization of the project? At the end of the day, how are you going to make money? At the end of the day.
Where we want to get money of this project?
No, it's not where you get money into the project, so we're going to make money with that project, end of the day, distributing it out to parents for usage and so on. So where's where your commercial part comes in?
like how we will earn money up with the project afterwards.
Yeah.
As the first thing is the book.
Yeah.
It was fun to publish it, and also the tablet series. Like those two platforms that actually could make money with. Rest of them, they are our communication with them, and they are our dialogue with the children.
So you're saying you're going to sell the service as a service, like making money with, or you like going to do advertising? What do you want to do? Because how are you going to make, okay, how, specifically, as you said, tablet, for example, how are you going to make money on a tablet platform?
By selling the application.
Okay.
First of all, thank you for the presentation. It was very interesting. One question is, have you got any feedback from the audience? Like, I mean, it sounds very good, but what about the children and parents? Do they like it?
I went back to the kindergarten where I collected the stories. It was in Latvia. And I brought them the book and the web animation that we had on that moment. And actually, children really liked it. Children enjoyed the animation, even it was kind of scary one because it's from the children point of view, it's about all their nightmares. And children enjoyed it, and also the teachers. They took our book and they put it in the kindergarten and they showed it. And afterwards, in that kindergarten, also the parents, they liked the idea of the project. And even at the beginning, we collected also negative feedback, like why you should need it, why you should actually bring out this question, and maybe actually it could be more scary for children than actually give anything good. But at the end, when parents actually showed that in the book, the transformation really happened, and they are now very friendly, actually parents also enjoyed it. So I don't know about Estonia, to be honest, but in Latvia, like those parents that we questioned, the feedback afterwards was way better than before the project.
Okay, just a last question. Are you thinking to like spreading the project around, so also abroad in other countries?
It would be nice. We really enjoy working with it, our team, and it would be nice to develop it further and see where it will bring us. But
maybe nightmares could be different, though. I mean, in different countries.
Yeah, that was my note also, whether the monsters are the same or international. Was the experience so far with Estonia and Latvia are the same?
Latvian and Estonian monsters were quite the same.
Okay.
Not the same, of course, because every kid has its own monster, but quite similar from the one.
Okay. Regarding a book, it's published already?
It is not published. We have it in a web format at the moment.
I see. So not sell it yet?
No.
And what languages?
The book is in Estonian, Latvian, and English.
I see. Okay. One and the last question, one more. Regarding the platforms, I see that you want to go to more and more platforms. What about the stories? Is the number of monsters now the way how to expand, or you want to find some new models, something?
Those 9 that we already worked with, they were our starting point to actually see that if this works and if we can do it. Now, in a web page, we have this kind of creative corner where children can write with us. I'm still keeping up the communication with the kindergarten in Latvia because my sister is there, and it's like I still communicate with the children, and we want to grow more stories. We want to make more web animations and also more transformations, and then there will also be more content to work with in other platforms.
So, how many stories you have already from the feedback?
Afterwards, we have received something around, I don't know about Estonia again, but in Latvia I have actually received something around 16 new monsters that we could work with.
It gets harder and harder to ask a new question that was not asked yet. But I just wanted to know, did you think when we look at distribution, did you think about cooperating on a broader level with institutions like schools or kindergartens to have a broader outreach, maybe? So to implement it, to make some events, maybe, or
This was also one way how we wanted to develop in other platforms, that we still keep up going this communication with children, and that, for example, there was a moment with the radio show that we actually want to work with the children, and if we want to keep it going, then we have to communicate with the kindergartens. And it would, at the moment, we have the 3 of them in our circle, but it would be nice to grow it and to went actually to other kindergartens that maybe they have other monsters and different point of view. So this is the plan, that we want to grow and we want to visit more kindergartens, collect more stories.
And I'm sure you did some market research before, but during the project time, did you meet some similar projects?
Similar projects, no, haven't seen around our world.
Okay.
Firstly, well done on a really nice presentation. It was very slick, and it's obviously been thought through from the core. So thematically, it works really well. I suppose my questions are twofold. Firstly, if you've got an experience that's involving, children of a certain age, how much did you go and actually sort of really sit down and see how people or how the children are using each of the platforms? Because there's a lot of platforms, and I wonder at that kind of age how much interaction there is with all of them, and whether the platforms are there to support either the book, or so that's the main focus, or does each one have a specific purpose in terms of what you're expecting from them?
In this of the way of developing it, we actually wanted to make it everything in a different way. For example, the music album and the theme songs, they would be more for entertainment and more for that the children could feel more connected with the monsters. But for example, this radio show was more for the parents, that like we wanted to go deeper with this communication with their children. That actually you could use these kind of ways for communication, to talk with them, to listen, maybe more careful, to make questions about things that maybe they didn't think about before. So if we wanted to, every next platform we want to develop in step by step, not all of them on the one time, but each of them would take this kind of different approach to the project and stand separately.
Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation. And you said you had 16 new monsters. And could you tell us how many stories have you collected? Dreams from children?
At the beginning, it was like we just talked with them. We didn't know what to expect from them. So it is like even we reserved like way more drawings. We collected those 9 that were finished enough to actually create this monster from children's point of view, because we didn't want to erupt this. If the kid created the character, we wanted to stick with it. Now afterwards, when in Latvia the children saw like actually what is done, they understood like what way the monster could be created, and like they already, all the 16 monsters were those that we received afterwards, that already were like created enough that we could make a character from them and put it in animation or the book. So like those 16 are those ones that.
Thank you.
I can do that. Congratulations on the presentation. Well done. I have to say, I love the concept. I love the story. I can see it. It's good. But I also agree with some of my colleagues here that the monsters in stories in the UK or in Sweden may be different. However, you can do it perhaps as a franchise or something else. But I was thinking, how did you get it financed so far?
Financed?
Yeah, what you have done, the material and the web episode and the book.
It is actually a kind of weird question, because we financed everything by ourselves, and it was very, very little amount of money, because the children, like characters, they just gave basically their work and their creations. The animation we made by ourselves, the book we made by ourselves. The only money was just for some little things, but all work was done by us, and we didn't.
So if I'm an investor and want to buy it for UK or Scandinavia or something, I mean, how much will it cost? I mean, what is the budget for producing a web episode in Estonia?
I can't answer it now.
Thank you.